Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing some boring stuff. We are pulling the engine out of this 04 1500 Silverado. It's been fighting me. Some of the bolts been tight. It was easy at first, but I got her going now. The engine did not want to come off the transmission. I pretty much had to lift the whole truck off the ground with the engine hoist, and then it finally broke free from the engine and everything fell down. So we're good to go on that, so let's pull this engine out. There it is. It's actually a Gen 3.5. It has the big valley cover bolts. So it has the 13mm bolts here and also the 13mm bolts on the exhaust. So that tells us it's a Gen 3.5. So it has the better rods in it, better for boost, but it doesn't really matter for this application. Gen 3 with the skinnier rods would be fine. So I'm gonna get this on an engine stand, and then we gotta get this truck out of here because we don't need it anymore. All right guys, well, we got the 87 square body here up on the hoist. I did take the wheels off of it to see how low I could get it to the ground. It's on the first set of locks on the hoist right now. So we got a couple inches of clearance under the drum, so if need be we can go a little bit down farther on the rams or whatever, but this is the lowest spot on the locks. So it's quite a bit lower. I mean, before the box was pretty much almost level with my top of my head, so I can actually reach in here now and you know, touch the engine. So that'll make it a lot easier with this 3-inch body lift that's on here and this 4-inch suspension lift. Not having these tires on, definitely lowered it about, I'd say, a good 10 inches. So what I'm doing now is I got the harness all kind of torn apart here. I just took the loom off in electrical tape and kind of getting it all laid out here, because what I'm actually going to do with this truck, because it is a 700R4 transmission in these, and they have a TV cable which often gets confused as a kickdown cable, and yes, it does partially do that, but it's also to regulate the pressure in the transmission. So the TV cable has to follow the arc of the pedal exactly as it goes to manage the transmission with the power delivery out of the engine. So you can't just have it like a wide open thing, like a, say, a Turbo 350, or it just has like a kickdown cable where literally it doesn't really matter where it is necessarily. You can kind of tweak it to where you want it to kind of downshift, and then when it's full open it will just stay downshifted, and then it'll also keep the shifts higher in the RPM range before they grab the next gear. But with the TV, you have to have it follow the throttle exactly, and that's pretty hard to do on electronic throttle because it's going to be doing what the computer commands. So your foot could be commanding, say, 80% throttle, but a table in the computer could be commanding like 60% in the actual real life outcome of what's going on with the throttle blade. So you can't actually really manage the TV cable to be 100% accurate with the amount of throttle that's coming out of your pedal, because if you hooked it up, say you made some linkage and you hooked it up to your pedal is not always exactly in correlation with the electronic throttle body. So the solution for that is I'm going to take this drive-by-wire harness and I'm going to convert it to a drive-by-cable deal, which in turn will make it way easier in the long run to tune it. Electronic throttle stuff's a bit funky, but this truck, it'll just work a lot easier with a cable throttle, because all I'll have to do is basically make a bracket and then adjust the linkage and make sure that the TV cable is following the throttle pedal exactly, which is really easy to do because you have an actual cable throttle body, and it'll just follow the throttle cable and the butterfly on the throttle body. There we go. This is the throttle body we're actually going to use. Bob is going to a 102 on this truck, so we're going to use this throttle body here. But so your conventional cable hooks on there, and it'll arc it back like this. So basically all we're gonna have to do is build a bracket and some linkage, or not some linkage, a bracket and a cable, and we'll be able to just follow this back with it. So we're probably gonna have to build something off of here to get it to actuate. So this is a pull back, we need to pull forward. So, but that'll be a lot easier than trying to make something off the pedal. So I'm gonna pull the stock harness apart right now and take out all the drive-by wire stuff. So it actually is the longest wire on the harness, I believe, is the drive-by wire throttle body plug. I'll show you here. Alrighty, so here is our electronic throttle body plug-in. So we're gonna remove this. It basically follows the injector harness on the passenger side to the throttle body. Intake usually sits like this. This is the passenger side, this will plug in, this will go into all your injectors on the passenger side. So we're gonna take this all the way back, all the way through here, around there, up in there, up over there, and into the stock harness that goes into the computer. So we'll have to take him out of there. I'm probably gonna take out the rear O2s in this one. I usually just leave them in because it's easier than, you know, coming all the way to the end of this just to take out, you know, one plug, but I might just try to clean this one right up and take out all the stuff I don't need. So I'm gonna get busy with that and we'll be back at you. Hey everybody, what is going on? It is now Monday here. What I'm doing today is basically converting my harness from drive-by wire to drive-by cable. So all I did was I added a cable for the throttle position sensor, which is this one here. It's a 3-prong. You can actually just reuse your oil pressure sensor if you want to, but I had this left over because I also cut off the idle air control plug-in as well. So then I just used some of the old wires I de-pinned out of the harness and I ran those back to the connectors that they're supposed to go to. All the info is on lt1swap.com. That's actually this right here. It tells you which wires go where when you're switching from drive-by cable or drive-by wire to drive-by cable. So this here is pretty much all the stuff I took out of the stock harness because I'm not using any transmission control. This is a 700 R4 on this truck, so that's all the transmission stuff there. This is all the old wire loom and rear O2 sensors, and then there's knock sensors, some AC stuff and 4-wheel drive stuff, and then over there is the electronic throttle plug-in over there, as well as the TAC module plug-in for the electronic pedal and all that stuff. So all that stuff is not going back in. I have it thinned down to my 2 O2 sensors, starter crank, we got camshaft sensor, we got oil pressure sensor, which we're not going to use this anyways, coils, injectors, and then all I have to do now is basically do my standalone part where I have to power these things with a standalone power. So I have a 12-volt block for that. It's the same one that LT1Swap uses. So if you go on lt1swap.com, he has a thing there where he uses 2 relays and a Dorman fuse block. So that's what I'm going to do there. And we got a new package here. Amazon said they tried to deliver it yesterday, which was Sunday. Kind of funny because they definitely didn't. It was here all day. So let's see what's in here. This package is pretty good for Amazon. Oh, we got a box in a box, of course. That out, guys. Flip this thing back around here. So I got these headers off Amazon. I think they're only like 300 bucks, just over 300 bucks for these, and they're kind of like your full length deal. They're actually for a Cadillac CTSV, I believe, So I'm gonna see if these are gonna work on the truck. Let's just slap them on the motor for fun. Well, there they are, bolted up. Definitely gonna have to test fit it when I pull the engine out of here, just to make sure that I have clearance down there around the transmission on both sides, because if you actually look, the CTSV must have something offset under the chassis. So this header here is more towards the center line of the engine, whereas this one here is actually kind of just straight down from the side of the engine. It is sitting a bit crooked on my stand, so imagine it like this, I guess. But you can see that one left driver's side, or sorry, yeah, left side driver's side manual manifold is a lot closer to the engine. You can see here, you can barely fit your hand in there, and here we can room for days. So we will test fit those when we get the old engine out here, but that's what she's looking like. CTSV headers. If you guys want the part number, we got HDS-CAD04. Yep. It's even the part number on there, SKU on there, EPC thing. But yeah, I'm gonna keep cracking away on this harness here. I gotta go get some wire loom. I used it all up last time on the other LS swap. So I pretty much have this where I want it, and I'll get this loomed up. We'll probably start ripping the engine out of that truck. But and that's gonna do it for this one, guys. You know the deal. Get out in the garage, start being about it, quit talking about it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.